Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. CeeChronicles is my name. In case you're here for the very first time, please do consider subscribing and joining the family. Now, to those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. My apologies for not being consistent for the month of December. I was away and I had a lot to take care of, but we're back. Okay, happy festivities wherever you are. I hope you're enjoying the season. I haven't done the tray, and I think I am going to bring the tray in due course. This video is going to be on the French Avenue fragrances that I got in miniature form at Beauty World. I did promise you guys that I was going to bring extensive reviews of some of them because we had a lot of little vials, vials like this, and I did my first impressions at Beauty World, and I said I was going to give you detailed reviews in due course. So we start with Safari Breeze. Okay, this is just but a 3 ml vial. However, I have tested it and played around with it, and pretty much can say offset that I do like this fragrance. While it dries down, a quick reminder to take advantage of our festive season sale for Proud Mary. Proud Mary is on sale for festive season. In case you want to gift it to your loved ones or you want a bottle for yourself, you can use my code C15 on www.macedonperfumes.com or right here on YouTube. Just below this, you're going to see the store linked. You can purchase this fragrance, the unisex fragrance. It's a 120 ml and it's a fruity floral with a spicy undertone, right? So do take advantage of the sale. It's running all through December, so try to get your hands on it. If you haven't, you can take advantage of that promo that we are having for the festive season. This Safari Breeze has indeed dried, and offset this to me is a very flowy, sweet, fresh, clean fragrance. Fresh but with depth. Okay, they have managed to put some fruits in here, like a mixture of a lot of fruits that makes the freshness not just make this one an outright clean fragrance, but also a sweet, like a fruity sweet scent, minty accords, that give it like that fresh coldness to it. Musky as well. Now, this fragrance has been compared to Tales of Zanzibar. I don't have that fragrance, never smelled that fragrance, but if at all that is what Fragrance World was going for, then I can outright say, that Tales of Zanzibar is probably a beautiful fragrance. This on its own, if it is indeed a clone, is a very well done clone. It's beautifully done. There's a coconut to this fragrance, right? The Tales of Zanzibar, because when I get comparisons or when I get clues of what a fragrance is going for, I usually do my cross-checking to see, whether both pyramids are pulling the same thing. Tales of Zanzibar listed the note of guava. I wouldn't say I get guava in here. It also listed a lot of green notes, right? But I wouldn't really say this is a green leaning scent. It has a green accord to it, but it's like a very crispy green thing rather than an intense, even bitter bud like green accord to it. It doesn't have that. Now, I'm not saying Tales of Zanzibar has that. I don't have that fragrance, but as I said, I compared the two note pyramids to see whether I'm going to get that guava note that is listed in the original, whether I'm going to get that oak moss that is listed in the original. And my conclusion is I'm not getting like a mossy thing in this fragrance. Rather, I am getting a fruity, fragrance with that tad bit greenness, a fresh accord to it, a cold minty accord to it, and then a coconut done in a beautiful way where it doesn't pull this too lactonic or milky, but even pushing this one to a fresh gourmand, type of a fragrance. It is indeed unisex. I can see both genders pulling this. I personally can and will wear this. I wasn't expecting to like it actually based on the naming of the fragrance, but I do absolutely love it for all year round, but it might not hold up that much in winter. So yeah, guys, Safari Breeze, not a bad one at all from French. The next one is going to be Nabati. Okay, this one's pronouns is, I don't know whether I'm getting it right or what. Nabati, I guess. Okay, now this is of a master perfumer. He is the nose behind over 200 fragrances, at least those that are listed on Fragrantica. Jody Fernandez, right? He is the nose behind the very latest BDK Empadia. I have put my nose on Empadia. That's a good fragrance. He's done fragrances for Born to Stand Out. And Born to Stand Out is the brand that gave us Sugar Addict and a lot of other fragrances. And also I noticed that he did fragrances for a Marv. I think he did one for a Latafa and stuff. I didn't know that he was working with some of these brands. So this Nabati is his nose. So huge expectations, guys, from this. Huge expectations. Oh, let me point out something, just a quick one on this Safari Breeze. We're done with it, but let me say this. It's nowhere near Zanzibar by Latafa, okay? Zanzibar by Latafa is off there, you know, their Assad line, and it is also a coconut toned fragrance. It's also salty. It has a watermarine accord, but no, it's not the same. So for those who may be looking at this one, Safari Breeze being compared to Tales of Zanzibar, and then Latafa gave us Zanzibar. No, it's not the same. I didn't like Zanzibar. I decluttered it, but this I can totally wear. Okay. Now back to Nabati, all right? If at all you were looking for something that's going to be unique, then I would certainly say you could, you know, look at purchasing this. Now, this is a combination of a lot of things happening at the same time, but it does maintain a woody feel about it. Like woody feel, dried fruits. There's a boozy undertone. The note pyramid for this does not list booze, okay? But there's going to be an unmistakable thing that kind of pulls boozy in this fragrance, almost like how some of the fragrances by Kilian are done. You know, his liqueur collection. If you have played around with some of the fragrances like Smoking Hot, fragrances like Straight to Heaven, there is like a boozy undertone, you know, in those fragrances. And granted, the Kilian line is called liqueur, so there is a tease, you know, of like a boozy thing in this, although this particular one on the note pyramid doesn't list the note of booze, okay? But it's a very interesting fragrance. It's not linear. It's on the woody, spicy side. There's a cardamom, okay, to this fragrance, and it's got wafts of like a coffee and a lot of spice, okay, a lot of spice. So this is going to be one I would recommend if you were looking to purchase something that is not going to smell like multiple fragrances on the market. So this has got a lot of pages actually. There is a smoky accord to this without making it feel like a barnyardy smoky fragrance, but it is definitely got like a smoky, you know, tease about it. And the Akigala wood is what is there now, kind of like coming more to the surface. So you are to expect, of course, that spiciness and a woodiness, okay, and a DNA profile that is probably going to be a no-brainer for the men out there. But for the ladies who are accustomed to a lot of fragrances, this would certainly be something that is very different in your collection. It's not on the pretty side. It's more like on a serious, you know, serious side, spicy, aromatic side. This is also one that gives me winter vibes, even Christmassy vibes. This could very well have, you know, cinnamon. So if you're looking for something along them lines, you can certainly purchase this. I can see other people also saying they're getting like a gourmand accord in this. There is something in it that's drying down. Is almost like a something that I would get in something edible, you know, but I'm torn in between like a, you know, an oaky thingy that's bouncing off maybe a rum or something. But again, as I said, there is no note of booze listed in this. Nabati is one of those that are also remarkable in terms of lasting power, you know, but if I am to be honest, I wouldn't pull my penny to purchase this. This is not the sort of fragrance I would particularly run for in comparison to this. This one was more brighter to my senses than this, but nonetheless it is a good fragrance, okay, for those who are looking for something with depth, something deep, something even a little bit dark. Because remember, we said smoky, we said coffee, we said wood. So this is certainly going to do it for you guys. And again, it is of the Master Perfume. Next up, guys, is Mamara. This one comes in that tall bottle that is caged in a plastic cage. And the bottle is a frosted, quite gigantic there. I noticed that French Avenue went to town when it came to their bottles this time around. So Mamara, according to word on in the grapevine, is supposed to smell similar to Amouage Purpose 50. Okay, now let me tell you my thoughts. I have put my nose on a lot of Amouages. This to me, guys, honestly speaking, kind of feels like It does have that Amouage DNA, especially the Amouage DNA that's, that is of the latest releases, Existence being one of them. There is an unmistakable thing here that I get from Existence. There is like a feel of aldehydes, guys. If I'm not mistaken, Existence was going for about $400-$500, something along them lines. So it is a fragrance that I really, really went multiple times to smell, and there is something in this that kind of reminds me of it, okay? But it's just that aldehydic part of it, right? It's super, super vivid, very similar, to what I was getting from Amouage Existence, but it's not only just aldehydes, right? Where perhaps the comparison with Purpose comes is in the fact that it does have like a lot of woods intertwined there, like a vetiver and something again that's bouncing off as creamy. So it will have perhaps akigala wood, cedar wood, vetiver, and then perhaps a creamy sandalwood, that sort of thing. So that is what this fragrance ends up becoming. It is also bringing to the surface like a sour feel in those woods. So I know when you mention milky or creamy sandalwood and then sour, it kind of like is sort of like all over the place. But if indeed this was going for Amouage does their fragrances like that, where they can be outright confusing, but also a pleasure to smell. So this certainly, money permitting, I would buy. It does have florals, but nothing to write home about. Like, I wouldn't say this is a floral scent. This also says unisex to my nose, and it just flows, and it does indeed smell expensive. And I'm not saying that because it's been compared to an Amouage. Even if it wasn't compared to an Amouage, I would just outright say French Avenue did a good job on Mamara. It's not one of those regular DNAs that you tend to come across multiple times, or a fragrance that when you spray, 50 other people in the mall will be smelling like. So this also has that uniqueness to it, which is a good thing. I absolutely love it, but it does feel like a twist rather, or a fusion between that Purpose and Existence. If you have this one, let me know. If you have put your nose on Existence, let me know. If you have put your nose on Purpose, let me know. Okay, and there's going to be like that soapy thing, okay, soapy thing in this that I also get in Existence. Anyway, guys, last but not least is going to be Ravine Ice. Okay, Ravine Ice. No, I can't remember what this one smelled like, because I remember even as I was running through the booths, I think on this particular day I was actually doing a live, so this I cannot remember what it smells like, but it says Ravine Ice. So I'm going to expect this one to be again on the fresh side, perhaps summery side. So let's see what it's doing. To those who missed me, guys, I'm really sorry. I rarely do MIAs like this unless there is something going on in the background or behind the scenes. But I'm back. We're back to regular content. I'm going to also post on my other channel. Okay, this is salty. This is what I get offset. It kind of feels like bergamot. It feels like I have cut into that green bergamot or even lime, and then put it in my, it's even giving me the, thingy. So this is citrusy, but it's also salty, and it does do a good job in presenting that sour, like a green sour thing. That's the first thing that hit me, and I'm stuck on that to an extent that, I think I'd need a little bit more time to see how it develops. Definitely, okay, simply put, Ravine Ice, get yourself even an unripened lemon and cut through that, right? Or just lick your hands. That's what you're going to get in this. It is also on the clean side. Because of that, of course, citruses will make a fragrance clean. It is also on the summery side, simplistic side. This one is easy on the nose. This one does feel like it could be going for one of the popular fragrances on the market. I don't know which one, but it is one of those DNAs that is not coming across to me as, oh my God, I've never smelled this, okay? It is one of those fragrances that if you wore, perhaps you might meet a couple more other people, wearing this fragrance, because it just has that uniform summer, clean, fresh, slightly sour DNA, and I do not think the lasting power of this might hold. I know I could be judging it negatively, but it just has that DNA where if it doesn't perform, then don't worry about it. It was a blue scent after all. So that is it, guys. That is Ravine Ice. I'm gonna say Ravine Ice is my least favorite, but I like what the other three did. Mamara went straight up to my favorite because it did remind me of that existence and purpose. Nabati is a complicated one. It's the one I said I wouldn't buy, but I would recommend for somebody who's looking for something that's warm, spicy, woody, aromatic. This one's gonna do it for you. Boozy, smoky, sophisticated, unisex. And then Safari Breeze was the welcome surprise with that nicely done coconut, fresh, and just a beautiful layer of fruits put in there that come across as candied fruits, like fruits on fruits, and it was just beautifully done. So yeah, guys, that's it. Before I leave, remember we have Proud Mary on the festive season promo. It's going for $88 on www.macedonperfumes.com or right here on YouTube. You can purchase it right here. I have the store attached to the page. You can grab yourself a bottle at $88, and remember to use C15 at checkout. That way you get a further discount. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.